Hey everyone, welcome back to my cookie baking series. The series where I'm going to show you the cookies I grew up eating during the holidays. Today we're going to make some coconut macaroons, and if you haven't already, hit subscribe up there so you will not miss any of my other cookie baking videos. And let's get started. For these cookies we're going to start with the bottom part first, which is pretty much a normal butter cookie. And for that we will need a 1/4 cup or 25 grams of cornstarch. You can substitute with rice flour, 1/3 of a cup or 65 grams of sugar, 2.5 ounces or 75 grams of butter, 1 pack vanilla sugar, which you can substitute as well with a 1/2 tablespoon vanilla extract, 1 small egg, and 1 cup or 125 grams of all-purpose flour. Next we're going to add all our dry ingredients to the bowl. I usually would recommend to use a strainer for that, just so you don't have any crumbs. And then we're going to mix all of them together with a whisk. Just make sure you don't go too crazy, because otherwise you might make a mess, as you can see here right now. Then make sure they're all nicely combined, and then we're going to place our flour mixture on the work surface and we're going to build our cookie volcano. We're going to place our softened butter around that volcano, and we're gonna make a hole in the middle and place the egg in there. Then we're starting to mix the dough with a fork, or you can use a spoon as well. Just start mix that so not as liquidy anymore. Next we're going to use one of these dough dividers and just cut through the dough several times until the butter is cut in small pieces. After that's done, we're going to start kneading the dough, but you can see here you have to go through it a few times just to make sure the butter is cut in small pieces. If you have a food processor, feel free to use that one. So now we start kneading the dough. Use the back of your hand to knead it, and it takes around like 5 minutes. Just knead it until you have a nicely formed dough and everything is combined, so there are no butter chunks or anything in there. Then we're going to wrap it in plastic wrap and put it in the fridge for at least an hour, or even overnight if you want to. Next we're going to prepare the mixture that we place on top of the cookie, which will start with 3 egg whites that we whisk until they're stiff. You can add a little bit of salt, just a little pinch, which helps the whole thing to get it stiff faster. It takes around like 5 minutes or so. And then we're going to add the powdered sugar, which in this case is 1.5 cups or 190 grams. Just use a strainer, strain it in there, maybe do it in 2 or 3 batches. Combine it, whisk it together until everything is nicely combined. Then we change the attachment, and we're going to add 2 cups or 200 grams of coconut flakes that you can get pretty much every supermarket. Mix it together, and after that's done, just put it aside, and we're going to start with our actual dough. Just get the dough out of the fridge and knead it for a little bit so it's easier to roll. Then we're gonna place some flour on the work surface and we're gonna roll it out until it is 1/6 of an inch or 4 millimeter thick. Make sure it's rolled out evenly. Then just use a cookie cutter and cut out the desired shape and place it on a baking tray covered with parchment paper, and repeat that until you're out of the dough. So pretty much you knead the dough back together and roll it out until you can't cut any cookies out of it. Now we're going to form our coconut mixture. Just use 2 spoons and kind of try to shape a ball out of it, as you can see here. And then we're going to place them on the cookie. It takes a few tries to get that right. You can see mine didn't turn out that well at the beginning as well, but after a few it looks quite well. This process might be quite tedious, but trust me, it's definitely worth it. The cookies are amazing. The recipe should give you around 20 to 25 cookies when you're done with everything. And then we're gonna place them in a preheated oven by 160 degrees Celsius or 320 degrees Fahrenheit for around 20 to 25 minutes, just until they're lightly browned on top. And here they are, our homemade coconut cookies. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more cookie videos of my cookie series and hit subscribe up there.